Hey everybody, my name is Chris Gray and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about Indonesia, and a little bit later on we are going to cook a famous Indonesian dish called rendang. My inspiration for doing this project was my roommate Michael. He is from Indonesia and he loves to cook food, so I knew that he would enjoy this. And also I noticed that we missed Indonesia during the Asia module and wanted to spend some time talking about it. Indonesia is an archipelago located in Southeast Asia and Oceania. It's comprised of thousands of islands. The estimated population of Indonesia is close to 250 million people, making it the fourth largest country in the world in terms of population. The form of government is a republic with an elected legislature and a president who during the late 20th century played a very important part in agriculture, both directly through production and indirectly through heavy investment. Indonesia has been ruled by many groups throughout history. Its location made it very important for both traders and colonial powers because of natural resources. In the early 1600s, the Dutch established the Dutch East India Company and began their 300-plus year rule, which lasted until World War II, when the country was taken over by the Japanese. Following World War II, Indonesia gained its independence for the first time. Today's culture is very much a melting pot. More than 700 languages are spoken in Indonesia, and there are more than 300 ethnic groups. The country currently has the largest population of Muslims in the world. More than 88% of the nearly 250 million Indonesians identify themselves as Muslims. As far as food goes, rice is a staple of all Indonesian foods. Spices are included in many meals, and the meat of choice is chicken. Another interesting thing about Indonesian food is there's no breakfast food. Meals are cooked to be enjoyed at any part of the day, which is something I've noticed about my roommate Michael during the semester of living with him. A little bit about agriculture. It's known for its vast amount of fertile land. Most of this land is used for export crops to take advantage of current world prices. About 60% of agricultural land is located on the island of Java, one of the main islands of Indonesia. 40% of Indonesia's labor force is in agriculture. They're the world's largest producer of palm oil. In 2010, they produced 20 million metric tons. On top of that, they are the second largest producer of cocoa, producing 15% of the world's total, even though they produced almost none just 5 years ago. They're also the second largest producer of rubber, producing 27% of the world's total, and they are the third largest producer of coffee. Something interesting, rice, which is a staple of Indonesian food, is mainly produced by very small farmers, and most of the export crops are produced on one of the 1,800 large privately owned companies. But that's all we've got as far as information about Indonesia. Now it's time for us to enjoy some Indonesian food, and we're going to go over to the kitchen and cook some rendang. Welcome to the kitchen. We spent a few minutes talking about Indonesia, people, culture, and now we're going to put a face to the name of rendang, the recipe we were talking about earlier. I've got my Indonesian roommate Michael here with me, which is pretty sweet, and he's going to help us cook the rendang. Rendang is a mixture of plenty of herbs and spices. We've got coconut milk, we've got salt, shallots, water, chili, vegetable oil, sugar, flavor enhancers. And because Michael said this isn't powerful enough, we've got more shallots, we've got peeled garlic, we've got the piece de resistance, the beef, we've got the coconut milk, and we've got some eggs, and we're going to put it all together. Come right back. Alright, we're back in the kitchen. We've got the eggs still boiling. We've got some shallots, we've got some garlic on the board, we've got the meat, we're getting ready to cook, and I want to tell you a little bit about rendang. Now, rendang is currently enjoyed all across Indonesia, as well as in Malaysia and Singapore, but it's known to have come from the Minangkabau group, which is an ethnic group in Indonesia. They enjoyed it at festivals, and they would eat it to honor guests. It's often compared to a curry, but it's actually nothing like a curry. Come right. Had to change the clothes. Didn't want to get any oil on the nice clothes, but we're here. We're frying the garlic, we're frying the shallots, and we're slowly adding the meat. to the mixture. We've got Mike with us. Mike, you're from Indonesia. Where in Indonesia are you from?
I'm from Jakarta, which is the capital of Indonesia.
That's right. And what would you say is your favorite Indonesian dish?
It's actually, this dish that I'm about to cook is actually my favorite dish.
Rendang is his favorite. What would you say is your favorite American dish, Mike?
I would say it's pizza.
Pizza! The man does love some za. Come on back and we'll show you what the next step is. We've browned the meat, we've fried the shallots and the garlic, and it's time to add some water and let the water boil down. So Mike's going to do the honor of adding the water in. He's using a pure filter, so we know we're not going to get sick off of this dish. We'll come right back and we'll add the rendang mix. We're back. And it's time to add the rendang mix, which can be found in any local Asian market. Yeah, the water's cooked down a little bit, so we're going to grab the mix. I'm going to use this knife, point out, put a nice little hole in the corner. Perfect, rendang mix ready. Here we go. We're going to stir it up as we add. There you have it. Mike's going to clear it out a little bit, and we're going to come right back and we're going to add the coconut milk. Here, and Mike is cracking a few hard-boiled eggs. They will be, along with the coconut milk, the final ingredients to be added to our rendang mix that is currently cooking down. In a minute, you'll see the final product. Here are the final additions to the rendang recipe. We're going to go ahead and add the eggs in, and then we're going to add the coconut milk. And that's it. We'll be back for the final step, finishing the product and tasting the product. We've got the final product, the rendang. If you come take a look, we've got all the spices, everything's cooked in. We've got the eggs, the coconut milk, the meat. The meat is tender, and we're going to let the water cook down for just a couple minutes, and then we're going to come back and we will enjoy our final product. Alright, so we're here. It's the final installment of the video. Today we've talked a little bit about Indonesia, we've talked about history, we've talked about culture, we've talked about agriculture, and we cooked some rendang, so now it is time to try the food itself. Got a great taste and great consistency, a little spicy but not too spicy, and you can taste the eggs, the rice, and the meat all in one bite. So thanks very much for joining me. If you want to look up the recipe for rendang, you can look it up at this URL right here. Have a great day.